Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture to see how those incidents may or may not affect our daily lives. Listen, we're about to go over the redirect of Asap Relli. And so, what I'll do is I'll share my screen. All right, so we'll do this and we'll start this. I'm going to go off camera for a minute and we'll let ASAP Rocky continue because pretty much the defense has established that ASAP Rocky is a liar. They've also established that there is no video evidence of him going back to the scene and collecting these shell casings. Because the person that they said that came back to the scene that was out there had on a white shirt. ASAP Rocky has said that that's not him. So we're going to hear the redirect from the prosecution. I'm going to let that play. Let's go back maybe a tad. Hold on. We'll go back a few minutes. We'll go back just a little bit right before he gets there. So it's going to be a break and then we'll come back. Okay. One moment. All right. We're good. We are good. All right, let's see what's going on. I think we went back too far. Now, I will say, that I don't see where the defense has debunked or gave an explanation as to why um, Asap Relli testimony and the video testimony of Asap Rocky presenting the gun in the garage.
Any of Rocky's friends, associates, managers to pay you millions of dollars, for Rocky to pay you millions of dollars to make the criminal case disappear.
That's not even up to me, but I don't know. No.
The answer is no.
No.
And you never said, give me millions of dollars and I will go to an island that they can't prosecute you. Anyone?
What? Say that again?
Sure. You never said, give me millions of dollars and I will go to another island. They won't be able to find me to prosecute you. You ever said any of Rocky's friends, associates, managers?
I don't remember.
He seems not to remember a lot of things. Testing.
You know, you're aware that your lawyers made a demand for $30 million, correct?
I never knew the amount.
You never knew the amount, $30 million?
Was it no?
No.
Did you ever make a demand, you personally, for 30 M's or $30 million?
Like I said, I never seen an actual lawsuit. I never made a demand.
It's not what he's asking.
Did I make a demand to somebody? No.
No.
He seems to be able to.
I'm gonna ask you if you said the following to Wally Sajemi. Okay, just listen to me, tell me if you said the following. He, being Rocky, is going to have to deal with that and his political ties and everything else, because once I walk away, when I get my cash, the case gets away. It's just like domestic violence. If you hit your VITCH and your VITCH wants to keep going through with the situation, you'll go down. But if you're not there, then they're going against the state and it's way weaker. If I'm not there, if he pays me out, being Rocky, through my lawsuit, I'll walk away basically. It's going to be hard for the DA to find me because I'm going to be on another island just relaxing. You get what I'm saying? They're going to be scrambling to find me because now they have to go against Rocky, the state. And yeah, they have evidence of this and that and the third, but it's not going to be the same when you present it to the jury and you don't have the complaining witness. Did you ever say that to Wally Sajemi?
No.
You did?
No.
Okay. So now we're going to do what we've done a few times already. I'm going to bring up a recording, let you hear it, and you're going to tell me if it's you.
We're gonna bring it up to him.
Same thing, I'm just, I'm sure. Once
Let me pause just one moment. I'm trying to hear this. I guess I'm here. I hope that you all can hear it because I can't hear a thing. Uh. Testing, testing. Uno, dos, testing. Testing, testing. Uno, dos, testing. All right, let's continue.
Except for the same thing we did before, just take a listen. Tell us if you recognize the voice on there.
You can move it.
I'm sorry, something happened.
No, it's not me, I heard it.
How long that recorded for you years?
Heard enough.
How long?
I don't know. She's played it. I heard it. Didn't sound like me.
Didn't sound like you?
No.
Is that fake also?
I don't know. You tell me. You putting all type of fake stuff in front of me.
What fake stuff?
You know what's fake.
No, stop. Stop.
What fake stuff am I putting in front of you?
I don't know. You're just too Wally. I don't know. You just keep putting this fake stuff in front of me.
Are you saying you don't know who Wally is? So are you saying you don't know who Wally is?
It's not real. I don't know him. I met him. I don't know of him. I know him. But this is beyond me.
Have you used Wally doing work for you?
No.
You've
Asked
not?
him one time to get me verified. I told you that.
Okay.
He kept in conversation with me. Obviously, now I know why.
What do you mean now you know why? What do you mean now you know why? That's fake.
I thought it was kind of weird that the man was me up in the first place.
Mr. Efron, stop. Ask another question.
What did you just mean to this jury when you said now you know why? Get the conversation.
I mean, he always hits me up, asking me how I'm doing. Yo, that's fucked up. You and Rocky, y'all my brothers. It's weird. He's baiting me into like spoofing my voice or doing something. Because now all of a sudden you're coming to me talking about Wale doing this, that, and the third, and none of the conversations I have with him, none of them, don't even start like that. I don't even sound like that. He's more so asking, yo, how's the case going? Yo, that's fucked up. And I asked him, yo, you still work for Rocky? He said, no, I don't work for him. Ain't nobody really, there's no real emotion over there.
So you've had conversations with Wally?
Not those conversations. I mean, he calls me probably once a month, every 2-3 months, and asks me very vague questions. Oh, how's it going, my brother? Or what's this?
So you
I'm
didn't have-
confused. Are we talking about
No, that was fake.
the
Those
rapper
for
Wale?
about 3 seconds.
Are we talking about the rapper Wale? Or is Wally somebody that is in the ASAP group that they know? I'm really unsure about who we're talking about because we know rapper Wale. This is Wally. We don't know who Wally is. They have not qualified who this person is. Now, I'm thinking it's the rapper Wale, and I would still be trying to figure out why he would have anything to do with it because I said earlier, if it was Wale and he's now in IT, he's really made a good career move out of rap. However, it doesn't sound like that's who they're talking about. Let us continue. Because it don't sound like that's who they talking about.
don't matter. How would you know? You over there. She's playing it here.
Because I counted 1, 2, 3. You want to hear the whole conversation?
No. I just want this over.
Mr. Tacopini, set aside. Go on,
So we said, You know you're under oath now, right? You know that?
Yes, I do.
And like you said to your partner, Justin Benet, November 7th, 2021 at 3:40 a.m.
I'm gonna need
It's
defense
already in
attorney
the
Taco to get a new suit because that's a little too
Okay, November
small.
7th, 2021
It's
3:40
bursting
a.m.
at the seams.
That's your partner, Justin Benet, is saying, I want to get this ends money for Rocky, correct?
Yeah, because I got damages. I'm suing him. And that's 3 something in the morning. I already have a lawyer.
So the answer is yes?
Yes.
But you had a lawyer at 3 o'clock in the morning, hours after the incident?
I mean, I'm waiting for a lawyer. I'm telling him he's in DC. He's the one that started shutout with. So I'm telling him. I mean, I could have said embedded contents, but yeah, I said it like that.
And of course, Rocky wasn't willing to pay you anything, right?
How would he be willing to pay me? It's not a case yet. It wasn't a case. I literally said what I said right there.
All right, you've answered the question.
So instead of being on idle accident 30 M's, 30 million, you're here in downtown LA, right, Mr. Beckham?
You're here too.
I know I am. I know I am.
All right, you didn't,
You're on nothing further.
you don't need an answer to the question?
I don't need to answer that question.
All right.
Obviously, downtown LA, I don't know.
Wait. I don't know if the court just noticed. That Medina, as he's walking away, is mumbling about.
Well, they're responding.
No, just, he has no further questions. Let's just move on. Ask, do you have anything, Mr. Frisloman?
I do.
The floor is yours.
Thank you.
So here we are in redirect.
All right, Mr. Efron, I want to start on November 6, 2021. You said that you flew into town that day, correct? Or not that day, but for the recording session that occurred on that day.
Yes. You know,
You flew in a day or a few days before that, correct?
the day before.
And you said you flew on a commercial jet, correct?
Yes, Belgium.
You also said you did not have a gun with you when you flew on that plane, correct?
Okay.
Did you bring any ammunition with you?
No,
Did you bring any fired cartridge cases with you?
no, I ain't own none of that.
Casings, those things that come out of the gun, you didn't have any of those with you that day?
No.
You said at the time you were living in New York, correct?
Yeah.
Even though you were living in New York, did you have a California driver's license?
No, never.
Did you try to purchase any ammunition in California?
No, never.
So what the prosecution is doing is trying to get the jury to see that with Relli lying about a lot of different things, they're going back to that day that he didn't purchase any ammunition. He didn't have any ammunition on him. He didn't bring any ammunition from New York. He didn't try to get a California license to be able to purchase any ammunition in California because they're trying to establish that him and those bullet casings, he wouldn't have had an opportunity to plant them because he didn't purchase any ammunition. However, that doesn't mean that he didn't bring any that he did not get any ammunition from someone in California, because remember, he's in California because he's supposed to be working with one of his artists. Now, he left the scene for about an hour, a little over an hour, because he arrived back at the scene about an hour to 30 minutes after the police had searched the place.
The court at this point take judicial notice that you cannot buy ammunition in Cal. It's not relevant. He said he didn't try to buy ammunition. That's the answer to the question, whether it is lawful or not lawful to buy ammunition in California. It's not relevant to the question. Go ahead.
You were shown a lot of pictures from your Instagram account, your social media, correct?
Correct.
You, at the time, did you have an Instagram account related to your career in the entertainment industry?
I did.
And, what was the purpose of that Instagram account?
To promote the artist and like the body of work.
Is your Instagram account supposed to be a factual documentation of your life?
Oh, it's a persona. Much of a persona you live into the internet.
So is it fair to say that even if you posted a picture with, next to a private jet, that doesn't necessarily mean that's your private jet, correct?
You know, that wasn't my private jet.
That was supposed to be a yes or no.
So why is it then that you post photos of yourself with a private jet? So just take that as an example.
Thought it was cool.
He thought it was cool.
Not necessarily conveying that you're swearing under oath that you own a private jet or regularly travel on private jets. Fair to say?
No.
Okay.
Wait, that's not fair to say?
Is that fair? Sorry, it's tough. I think the point's been around. Move on.
Why don't you re-ask the question?
Okay. If you post a picture of yourself next to a private jet, by doing that, are you taking an oath and saying, that's my private jet that I own?
You know it's not my jet.
Would the same be true if you have a stack of money that you're holding in a photograph? Does that necessarily mean that that's your money?
No. I'm not sure.
Is it just portraying a certain image online?
Well, what do you mean?
That it's not necessarily reflective of reality?
Yeah. Perception.
Okay.
So he just be fronting.
You were asked questions. Do we have the defense exhibits down here?
Because again, the defense has shown that Asap Relli is a liar. But they haven't, in my opinion, shown that he possibly planted the bullet casings.
Here's your exhibits. Your text messages.
But they have adequately shown that he is a liar. They have adequately shown that he will tamper with evidence via the text messages.
Your Honor, do you-
But they haven't overcome the videotape of Asap Rocky taking a, excuse me, a gun out of his waistband.
On November 6, 2021.
Next to the exhibit letters, I just read whether it's a text.
So we're hoping, I'm wondering if Asap Relli, excuse me, Asap Ills and Asap 12 are going to testify. I don't see the prosecution calling them, but I do see the defense calling them.
So is C.
Asap Ills seems to be the person that can say that the reason why Asap Rocky fired the shots was because Asap Relli was holding him, and Asap Relli has testified that he was holding on to him and he wouldn't let go.
Remember, we have an exhibit. We didn't formally mark it. So what's the next one?
What is it? P as in Paul.
What is it?
P as in Paul.
That's P as in Paul. Are you sure? I thought you already used that one.
There was a P, but it was withdrawn.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Efron, showing you, not showing you, these text messages. You recognize this?
Okay, so they're going back over the text messages because the previous text messages showed just ASAP Rocky responding. Now we've got the text messages where he has talked.
And the messages at the top here, these 4 messages, you said were messages that were deleted off of your phone, correct?
Yes.
Now, I believe you testified yesterday. Well, can you explain to the jury? I don't want to put words in your mouth. Can you explain to the jury how it was that those text messages were deleted? What exactly did you do?
What do you mean? Like,
Why were they deleted off the phone when you turned it in, ASAP Relli?
I mean, I deleted it the same day I sent it. So, 6, I sent it, and then I deleted it right after.
What did you delete?
These 4 text messages.
Only those 4 text messages.
I mean, yeah.
So were there any messages between you and the defendant before that?
I wouldn't know.
In 2020,
I wouldn't know.
2019?
So long ago. I know.
Why
this
would you
one
delete
was
those text
deleted,
messages,
that's why
ASAP
the next
Relli?
one, see where you at.
I'm not
That's
understanding.
A new conversation because that was deleted the same day on the 6th.
Okay,
I mean, right now.
hold on. I want to make sure. Yeah, you got that. Same Texas. No, sorry. So displaying next to it, People's Exhibit 13. So you kind of see half of defense P, and on the right-hand side is People's 13. So, Mr. Efron, your version of the messages starts at WYA, correct?
Yeah, because that was my text thread, basically.
So can you explain that to the jury, what you're talking about when you say that's a new text thread?
So basically, I mean, after you delete your message, unless that person texts you, unless you text that person, yeah, that's a new message.
So when did you delete these 4 messages?
The same day I sent it to him,
When that day?
the 6th,
But when?
a couple hours after. Or probably,
After you sent them?
yeah, after I sent it to him.
So if you sent these at 10:30 in the morning, would you have deleted them at around noon, 1 o'clock? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Why would you delete those messages? What was the importance of deleting those messages?
4 messages before you received the WYA text message, correct?
Correct.
You did not delete them after the defendant shot at you. Is that fair?
Yes, that's true. I didn't delete it.
So on your text thread, when you say it shows up.
Why would you delete those messages, ASAP Relli?
In your text thread, correct?
It makes no sense. Why would you delete those messages? You haven't deleted any other messages that you've had with ASAP Rocky. Why would you delete those messages? Come on, let's make sense.
The first message in your text conversation with the defendant is that WYA text message, correct?
Yes.
So there's no messages from November 5th back, correct? The first message is November 6th at 9:39 in your phone.
Sorry. I need clarification. First message
First message
ever.
in that text thread.
First message is not November 5th. though.
I said the first message is November 6th, so there's no messages from November 5th going back in time. Are you following what I'm saying?
There has to be, because they have
Okay,
been.
I'll clarify.
He says that ASAP Rocky is a
This is
6-monther.
the, beginning of the text thread you had with the defendant after you deleted it, correct?
Yes.
So it wasn't that you went through the text thread and selectively deleted things that you thought were going to make you look bad, you deleted the entire conversation.
Yeah, I deleted it because I didn't like it.
Okay.
I didn't
All
like
right.
the way it looked on my phone. Like,
A$AP
what I was
Rocky.
saying to him.
And then the first message you got that you kept was the WI, correct?
Yeah, that's what he wrote me.
What kind of phone does he have? He has an Android, because I know with iPhone you can delete the text thread. However, once that
When
uh,
you deleted those
text is
messages, were you
reestablished,
trying to
all your
hide the
notes and
fact
stuff
that
come
you
back.
sent in rude messages?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't care. I just was over the fact, over everything.
Your deleting those messages had nothing to do with the fact that he shot at you, correct?
No.
Because you deleted them before he shot
I
at you.
deleted it before.
Objection to deleting on
That
it.
is.
And once again, the one thing that I've noticed about Asap Relli is he is smart enough to get the cues from the prosecution. And I wonder because an IT person can debunk or corroborate what he's saying, I think. Because simply it doesn't make any sense. Now, y'all help me follow. Like I said, I think the defense did a good job of showing that Asap Relli is a liar and that Asap Relli embellishes a lot of the truth. But however, I have not seen that the defense have poked holes in the fact of who was the initiator of the altercations. I do like the fact that they have shown that Asap Relli was talking to Asap Rocky prior to that. So it doesn't look like Asap Rocky just came out of the blue. Is that where you at? No, it's because he had a text message thread between him and Asap Relli prior to that. So I see that. However, I need well, I don't need, because this is not my case. This is nothing. I'm just watching. I'm saying, but to be clear, the defense has shown that he is a liar, but they have not poked holes in the night before, because again, you have a witness that says that she saw what she saw. She didn't see him draw a gun under the car park, but she did see someone firing behind the car park. So that's the scene where they have to try to get the jury to see. If they can get the jury to see or to say that that he fired that gun because Asap Ills was they were fighting and he was trying to save his friend Asap Ills. I think if the defense can roll that into that would be fine. But that's where they're going to have to tighten up. I think the prosecution has done a very good job of showing that with video evidence showing that Asap Rocky had the gun and he pulled the gun out. So now the prosecution is just going to have to keep that in the minds of thing. I don't know if they're going to be. I don't think the prosecution is going to be calling Asap Ills to the stand, but I wonder if the defense is going to be calling them to the stand.
The answer is given. Questions here. Juries to disregard the question and the answer. No. Ask another question.
Is it common in your friend group, we can even narrow this down to the members or former members of ASAP, that there will be a certain amount of banter or rude messages exchanged between each other. Is that fair to say?
But with all the members,
Is that how you guys talk to each other? That's my question.
yeah.
Have you called other members a pussy? Is that, a pejorative?
Yeah.
That wasn't something that you singled out to call the defendant. That is exchanged between members of ASAP, correct?
Yeah, I mean, the men always going through things.
I believe
Let's
you
hope no
said
one has
that
the
you,
text message
on
between him and ASAP
cross-examination,
Bari
that you
and ASAP Ills and all the
also
ASAPs that he
exchanged
communicates
messages
with.
like that with Hills, but you said it's because you guys are like brothers. Is that fair?
Yeah, with Bari to have arguments with. You're gonna argue with your brother.
You testified that on cross that there was a period of time after the shooting that your name was not publicly associated as the victim in this case. Is that correct?
Correct.
Do you know when did that change?
When Bari posted my car, it said this snitch ass name and word ratted on my brother.
Okay. And you said that was on Instagram? Do you know approximately the date that happened?
That was the day Rocky got locked up. Coming
Okay.
back from Barbados, I believe, on the plane. And he was still in custody.
And after Jabari said that, did you see that reported anywhere publicly?
It was everywhere,
What do you mean it was everywhere?
literally everywhere. Every major little news outlet.
Okay. Your Honor, I have just an example of that on my Article 22.
Look at the back of that suit. He needs a bigger suit because that suit is screaming. That suit is screaming. You know that suit's too small. Sidebar. Can we continue to hear? Now they cut the feed. So the prosecution is going back to try to see that to put in the jury's mind that Asap Relli deleted this text message uh way before the so-called shooting, the incident has just happened. I don't know if the defense has an IT person that can debunk that or not. I don't even know if an IT person can debunk the fact that something has been deleted. We're back.
Yeah,
And what is that?
from the number.
What's no jumper?
Internet outlet, like a media.
Okay.
It's 22. Mr. Shepard, can you speak out just a little? Maybe the jury, I'm having a little trouble here.
I'm gonna put it on the screen. So you can see.
So they're using the
So
X
showing you
site
what
no
Article
jumper.
22, you said this was a post
ASAP
from
Bari says that
November, correct?
ASAP Relli snitched on ASAP
On
Rocky.
the social media platform formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay. And this was one example of you being named as the victim associated with this case, correct?
Yes.
And if the date is marked as April 20, 2022, does that sound about the time that that happened to you? If you don't know the dates, that's fair, but
The days that what happened to me.
that you were named as the victim
Oh, yeah.
publicly. And not only were you named as the victim in this case, but you were labeled a snitch, correct?
Yeah.
What connotation does that have in the rap world that you were a member of at that time?
Oh, it's objection.
I mean, can you say that again?
Yeah, is that a positive thing to be labeled a snitch?
No.
What does it mean?
It means you cancel. But it's kind of weird because I don't know. I have my own theory about that.
He's been labeled a snitch.
Okay. I'm gonna move on to talking about your text exchange with John Iman, who was, you testified before, was Rocky.
This is just a sidebar, but No Jumper is one of those websites that are run by people who are not of the culture in hip hop, but they run a site because they can make money off the culture of hip hop. The One of the founders of it is married uh, to a porn star. I'm not sure, and I'm not saying it has anything to do with ASAP Relli, but I will say that these particular sites, and there are several of these types of sites that DJ Vlad, ASAP Rocky, even DJ Academics, these are people who make a considerable amount of money uh, reporting on the culture of hip hop. And so it is quite telling to see that ASAP Ace that the prosecution has pulled this particular website. I would be curious to see why they didn't pull any of the lucrative websites that are black owned and that are the ones that do report on the culture as well. And like I said, this is just a sidebar. I'm just, this is my commentary.
He's manager, correct?
Yes.
You're gonna have a 8-page document. We marked it April 23.
What is it?
Text messages with John Iman.
It's 8 pages of text.
It is.
We haven't seen it.
Well, they introduced the I'm getting ish, so.
I understand, you gotta see this exhibit.
That's fine.
Go ahead and review it.
Get your glasses, Tacopino.
Okay, thank you.
No difference.
Mr. Efron, I'm gonna show you the cover page here. First message is a little difficult, but do you recognize what we see here? I know the number's blocked out, but do you recognize this to be your text messages with John, the person that you referred to as the defendant's manager?
Yeah, this is like a legit text.
Speaking to the mic.
Yes, I would like a legit text.
Okay. And you say that looks like a legit text because this came off of your phone, correct? And the reason why we have your phone is because you walked your phone into an NYPD precinct. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You gave it to the police.
I did.
And you allowed them to make a digital copy of everything on your phone, correct?
I did.
Do you know that that was all given to the defense too?
No.
Okay. You know that now?
Yeah.
Your first message with John starts November 7th, 2021 at 12:04 in the morning. I know that actually was really small part to see, correct?
So John is the manager of ASAP Rocky.
So we're talking, if that's your first message to John, that would be after the shooting, correct?
Yeah, like 45.
And do you remember what it was that you texted him?
That right there?
Yeah.
First,
I know it's just an icon, but do you remember what it was? It was a picture, correct? And then you texted him again, 12:04. Looks like a screenshot of a text message conversation, correct?
Yeah, text him, me and Rocky's conversation.
Okay. Again at 12:04. You sent him another message. What did you say in that?
Rocky shot at me.
Rocky, shoot at me, right?
Rocky shot at me.
Okay. 12:04 still. Your next message?
One bullet, raised my hand.
Okay, just speak into the mic.
One bullet raised my hand.
There was a typo, you meant to say raise my hand.
Yeah, I did a lot of technical on there. I was shaking. I was like shaking.
You were sending these text messages quickly back to back to
Yeah,
back.
back to back.
Okay. Then you sent him another photograph, correct?
Yes.
Now we're at 12:12. So 8 minutes later.
Why is he sending messages
And then
to
another photograph
ASAP Rocky's manager?
at,
Why is he
12:12,
not sending these
almost
messages to the
12:13,
police
correct?
in California where he still is at?
And immediately under that, you texted him at 12:13, this Hills.
Let me see the top one. That must have been his.
Yeah, it was a photograph. It's not
Okay, yeah. So that's. So I showed him Bill's conversation, trying to like lure me in.
You took a screenshot.
Took a screenshot of Bill's conversation, showed him to let him know it was authentic, that this is real.
Okay. So now we're at 12:13, which would be what, 11 minutes after your first message. 12:15, 2 or 3 minutes later, what was the next message you sent to him?
They set me up.
And then 12:16, a few seconds after that message.
If I didn't grab it, I'd be dead.
Gotta speak up.
Tired.
If I didn't grab Fields, I'll be dead.
Can you read that one? That one, because it was hard to hear you.
If I didn't grab ills, I'd be dead.
Again, at 12:16, you sent him another screenshot. I know it's hard to see, but was it all the missed calls?
That's what it was called.
All right, now we're gonna jump ahead in time from 12:16 to 12:37. Sorry, it's hard to see. 12:37, you sent him another picture, correct?
Correct.
Then, again, 12:37, almost 12:38, you texted him.
Losing it.
And finally, at 12:38, you sent him that text message that the defense showed you saying, "I'm getting itch," correct? Or "I'm get itch."
I meant to rap getting irritated or like, yeah, irritated or something like that. It wasn't, I get rich.
I
It
understand that.
doesn't fit in the content if you look at the whole conversation that I was right here.
So what I'm asking is, that's, that message was sent 34 minutes after the first message that you sent to John, correct?
Yes, if it says right there, yes.
And, yeah, again, because you don't, as you sit here now, 3 years later, can you say that you specifically remember dates and very specific times? Okay, but if it says, if it's timestamped from your phone that that's what that happened, you don't take issue with that.
No, I'm gonna take issue if it came from my phone.
So when you texted him, "I'm getting itch" or irritated, that's over a half an hour after you sent him the first message, and he hasn't responded to a single one of your messages, correct?
Who, John?
Yes.
I don't know if he responded. I think he responded.
Did you see a response in there? I
Is
can
this
go back.
just my text messages?
This is your thread with him. Did you see a response from him?
Do you have a response from him?
I'll approach. You can go through it. You tell me if you see a response.
I don't remember 3 years ago.
I get it.
You want to get through right now, just on to check before we waste this answer. They don't like it, they help the answer, they go on, it's just not right.
That's no speaking objection.
Sorry,
Speaking
right,
objection.
sorry. Leave.
So there's no question pending.
I think the question pending was, did you see a response from John?
No. You are asking leading questions, right?
I'm just
Well,
trying
he know
to-
he don't see no
I will
response.
refrain, my apologies.
No, again, one of the things that ASAP Relli is good at, he is going to go through this because he wants to try to anticipate what the prosecution is saying or what the defense is saying. And again, he takes his cues from the prosecution. If he feels like the prosecution wants him to go in one direction, he'll definitely look at this information. He'll do this. I have noticed that within this particular trial. I don't know if ASAP Rocky's attorney has picked up on that, but I have definitely picked up on that fact. So he's looking to see because I think, and this is just me, Pam Entertainment TV, I think that the way that the defense has categorized this quote unquote itch is correct. He's trying to then make it seem like no, that's not how it happened. Because I'm sorry, but the colors, it looks like that would be different in this text message thread if Rocky's manager had responded. But let's continue.
So John was to hit me, it would be somewhere down here or something. I need this text message or while we up. If he was, it would be under here.
If he was, I mean, I can show you what it looks like on the other one. So there's a blue bubble.
Oh, so he would be.
Blue bubble?
No, I don't.
Great.
And again, he can remember those things that he believes that's going to assist his case, but anything else he can't remember. He'll say that it was 3 years ago, but this whole case was 3 years ago.
Say that again, please.
Sorry, I'll withdraw that question. It's meeting. The text message that you sent to Justin.
So what we'll do here is we'll pause because of the fact that we'll pause here because they paused here, and we're gonna go back. We're gonna go to Monday, and then we're gonna pick up where we left off on Monday. So what are you all thinking? Here is my thing. So let's talk about the prosecution. The prosecution, as far as these 5 days, have established a couple of things. One of the things that they have established, one of the things that the prosecution have established, that number one, these two, for the two charges, there are two incidents. One happened at the garage, and one happened behind the garage, which will be on, like, I think, Selma Street. So they have shown through video evidence that ASAP Rocky, they did the clothes and everything, that they have shown that ASAP Rocky had a weapon. And he had that weapon as he was in the car park area. So we do see that. The defense has shown that the prosecution have shown that that there was a weapon drawn by ASAP Rocky, and the prosecution has established through Asap Relli that ASAP 12 had a knife. They've also established that ASAP Rocky, ASAP Ills, and ASAP 12 walked away from ASAP Relli. ASAP Relli followed them as they were walking away. Now, it has been established that, according to ASAP Relli, that there was at least two weapons, one a gun, one a knife. He wasn't fearful of his life at that particular point. It wasn't until he went around the corner and they were still exchanging words and things like that. It wasn't until he got around the corner he was exchanging words. And then I don't know, I can't grasp, because no one has had it for me to grasp what exactly happened now. However, we have Leah Elizabeth Martin Brown, who was in her condo looking down on the situation. And she said that she saw them walk around the corner. And then she said she felt like the mood had changed, the atmosphere had changed. And then she heard the shots, and then she saw people disperse. She saw someone disperse around the car. She couldn't see them. Therefore, she didn't know if they were hurt or not. She saw the people running down the street, but she saw someone go behind the car. She didn't see that person after that, and she called the police. So the prosecution has established that shots were fired and that people dispersed. Asap Relli has stated that there was a shot fired initially in his police interview. He said there was 3 or 4 shots. We find out that there were 2 shots that were fired because there is audio evidence to hear that there were 2 shots fired. He says that he grabs ASAP Ills and uses him as a shield and didn't let him go. Even when ASAP Shields said, let me go, he still held ASAP Shield regardless. Wherever he felt like the ASAP Rocky was, he kept ASAP Ills in between him and ASAP Rocky. And then ASAP Rocky and I guess ASAP 12 ran off, and then he let go of ASAP Reels. ASAP Reels says, you could have gotten me killed, and he runs off that way. So the defense has shown that ASAP Relli is a liar, that his story has changed 3 or 4 times. And they have also shown that he had access to a gun. He has fired a 9mm gun. So this is where we're at. All the other stuff about him, his Instagram page, and him being broke and him doing all those things, those are great things as far as the defense has poked holes that this man, his credibility is shot. However, the defense still has to overcome the video evidence. Now, I will say that the video evidence from when they went around the corner on Argyle or Selma, when they went around the corner, that video is really blurry. And we can't hardly see that now. According to Megan Cuniff and according to her, because that's what I read her notes, she was saying that once you establish who the prosecution say they are, then you can kind of see what's going on. However, when I looked at the video, it was whited out, it was washed out, and the only thing you could see is the person in red. And I couldn't see him clearly because, again, the contrast and the brightness of that video was very washed out. So, me as an audience member on YouTube, I couldn't see or tell a thing. I could see some red on there, and so that let me know that that was ASAP Ills. All the other stuff I couldn't figure out. I couldn't. The video quality was too poor, and the prosecution did not enhance the video so that it could be seen. It's one thing to show the video as it is, and then it's another thing to kind of enhance it. I don't know if California will allow for you to do those enhancements or not, and have the people who would do the enhancements in the courtroom. So anyway, we're going to pick this up on Monday to see what's going on. All right, people, we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell your coworker, tell that every that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye.